Hello and welcome to easyodds.com. My name is Ross Casey and we are looking ahead at the weekend's big race, which of course is the Grand National. 40 runners, but we don't quite know what they are yet, but we're one step ahead of the game yet again with Easy Odds, making sure that we're the first people to get a Grand National tip up on YouTube. And here is the man, the myth, the legend, Jake Johns. He did really well at Cheltenham. He picked out the Cheltenham Gold Cup winner months in advance with Don Cossack. And hopefully, fingers crossed, he's going to find us a winner in the toughest field of the year, which is the Grand National. So let's take a quick look at the runners and riders, Jake.
So it's obviously a really tough race. I had an alright Cheltenham actually. It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, but yeah, it was good to get the Gold Cup winner. But it was okay. I've been doing really good recently though. I had a 16-1 winner in Doncaster, 10-1 winner on Monday.
Not bad at all, Jake.
It's going all right.
Don't put yourself down. You did very well.
I've actually done all right at the Grand National last couple of years. I actually quite like it as a race, just because it's so unique. It's not like that difficult to figure out who's gonna. Well, there's certain traits that also have to have for this race compared to other races. Yeah. So I've done all right in the last couple of years. I had Pinot de Rey when he won at 28-1. Actually, I had Alvarado that year as well. I think he came fourth at 33s. And I had fifth, I can't remember who it was, but I had him as well. That did really well that year. I had Saint Air last year. Didn't have many clouds, but I won't make the same mistake twice. Because many clouds, I mean, he's the favourite. And a lot of people are going on about saying you can't tip the favourite for the Grand National, but you can tip the favourite when you think he's going to win. And I really, really, really think he's going to win.
Advice.
He's 8. You can get him at best price of 8-1 still. He's going to shorten. He's almost definitely going to shorten. I mean, I could see him going off around 11-2 on the day. People are going to really, really hammer into him because, well, my theory, one thing is that there's no AP McCoy this year, so people aren't just going to randomly back any horse that AP McCoy's on because whatever he's on usually gets backed into near favouritism. So there's that, not that. There's no horse with any mental name like Shakalaka Boom Boom that used to go in every year for the name backers. So they're just going to be backing the favourite, the one that won last year. There's going to be a lot of talk about Red Rum. That'll get him a bit, emotional and stuff. A bit of emotional involvement in many clouds. So I think he's going to get absolutely hammered. Also, obviously, he gets in off of 165. He's top weight, but he's actually only £5 higher than last year. He won pretty easily last year. He's actually £1 well in as well after absolutely bolting up at Kelso. He beat Union East by a long distance, and he was travelled so well that day. Jumped really well. It's the most impressed I've been with him since the Grand National last year. Yeah. So he's going to come right around now. I'm not worried about the soft ground. The soft ground has kind of messed me up completely with my other tips because stupidly I kind of assumed it was going to be quite good ground because it usually is. But it looks like, I mean, there's chance of thunderstorms apparently on Saturday.
Oh, really? Wow.
And I'm going to be there, so. Not very good.
So top loader.
And also top loader are playing, so they're going to be gutted about that.
So what price is
Many Clouds is currently 8-1, but he's going to get backed. So, I mean, most people are going to back him on the day, so it's not going to get that much shorter until the day. But
favourite punters had a great time at Cheltenham, so perhaps
of course
following trend in the Grand National here.
Of course, there's a lot of things making me think that he's going to get absolutely hammered. He could even get off 5-1, but 11-2 is more likely. And I've backed him quite a few times already this year for the Grand National, so I think 8-1 is still a nice price. Another one that has a huge chance and his second favourite, best tipster ever, first and second favourite, is The Last Samurai. Well, just because of it looks like it's going to be probably going to be soft ground, which is ruined a lot of my I've spent hours looking at this and it's kind of messed it up, and I have to relook at it again for quite a while. The Last Samurai, formerly trained by Donald McCain, got shipped out when all the others did. Now with Kim Bailey, so he's been kind of targeting this race pretty much since for years now, and he's an 8-year-old, which is still young for a Grand National horse, but he's massively on the upgrade. And the one worry I had with him was if it came up really good ground, then that was kind of a little bit of a worry. But it's definitely not going to come at really good ground. He's brilliant on good to soft. He's fine on soft as well. He's sure to go well if he gets over the fences. He's a great jumper. He's slightly exuberant, which could be a bit of a problem for some people, but as long as he doesn't meet trouble, which obviously there's a lot of luck involved in the National as well with the amount of horses, but as long as he doesn't meet trouble, I think he's guaranteed to go close. I'm sure he'll stay. He absolutely smashed the Druid's nephew last time at Doncaster, who was tipped up for this. He was like been tipped up by a lot of horses, tipsters to this race. Unfortunately, he needs good ground as well, and he's probably not going to get that.
Okay.
But so that means because the weights came out before that race, so that means he's £12 well in, which is amazing. Like it's absolutely brilliant, especially in the Grand National. Horses that are well in always tend to do well in this.
That's the best price, 10-1, right?
He's the best price of 10-1. I tipped him at 14-1 when my initial tips came out. I backed him at 14-1 as well. I know a few people backed him before. He ran at Doncaster around 25s, 33.
Yep.
So if you got that, then fair play to you. But I didn't.
Little heads up for first-time punters. If you hear the name Last Samurai and then you can't find it on the sheet, it's because it's spelt wrong.
Oh yeah, for some reason it's
no A.
No one knows why. But
so make sure that you look out for Last Samurai,
yeah.
but without the A.
Yeah. And there's one that I actually tipped at 25-1. He's currently 16-1, so it's not a huge price. But I tipped him at 25-1. Okay, so don't keep going on to me for go back in favourites or whatever.
Bookies always follow you, Jay.
Yeah, they follow me. Yeah. But so yeah, Saint Air basically second in the race last year. He's got a tiny bit of a pull at the weights with Many Clouds now. He looked as good as ever at Doncaster last time when he won over too short a distance because he's obviously trained for this race, so he needs the absolute marathon. That was over 3 miles. He won you think he was 8-1 at Doncaster, and he won that day, so he's maybe better than he was last year. Tom George, his trainer, is absolutely flying. He's at 44. I think he's got 44% strike rate. He had a winner yesterday. He's absolutely flying. I think he has as good a chance as he did last year, if not better. Probably better chance than last year at the weights with Many Clouds. He's brilliant around Aintree. He loves Aintree. One small thing is he probably is slightly better on good ground, and you might not get that. Hopefully it'll come up. I'm hoping it comes up good to soft, to be honest. But it's a good soft at the moment, but from what the weather forecast is showing, it looks like it's going to be a bit softer than good to soft. But he still has a chance, even on soft, just because he has such a good record around here. He loves Aintree. Like I said, he won at Doncaster last time, even though he saves his best for Aintree usually. So yeah, he has a great chance. He's currently 16-1. Obviously, all these are each way. Actually, no. Many Clouds is not each way. Many Clouds to win.
Yeah, okay.
Many Clouds to win. But Saint Air each way, tipped at 25-1. He's currently 16-1 best price. Don't know if it will shorten. Probably won't shorten, to be honest. But yeah, well, he's second last year. People might just look at the form of last year and maybe go into him. But yeah, 16-1 is not too bad anyway. So yeah, that's Saint Air. Next one I tipped up was Alvarado, who looks like he's not going to get in. Like a lot of good horses. I mean, there's a lot of talk going on at the moment with these good national horses that aren't getting in because there's just too many top quality horses in the race now. I mean, Alvarado's been fourth the last 2 years. Cause of Causes won by 12 lengths in the Kimyo. He's probably not going to get in. Pinot de Rey, 2 years ago, won the Grand National. He's not going to get in, most likely. So they're thinking of doing some kind. They're going to change the entry criteria slightly. I think the BHA are talking about that. So they're going to maybe do something like if you win the Beaches Chase, you automatically get in. If you win the Irish National, you automatically get in, because at the moment the Irish National winner's not getting in either. So it's a bit weird with all these national types that aren't getting in. But you know, it's how it is.
Rules are rules.
Got to take it as it is. Another one I tapped up with Ron from Pele. I thought he's not a great jumper. He was 50-1 at the time. He's trained by Rebecca Curtis, who is also absolutely flying. I mean, she's had huge problems this year, but at the moment she's doing brilliantly. I think she's got about 40% strike rate. The Ron from Pele. My main issue is he's not a great jumper, but he stays well on good ground. Not going to get good ground more than likely, so I'm going to have to cross that off because he's definitely a good ground horse and he's not going to get that ground. One that I really like, but he's actually at the moment at number 41, is Bishop's Road, trained by Kerry Lee. Noah trainer on fantastic form. Had a brilliant Fairy House. She had quite a few winners over at Fairy House. She's on over 40% strike rate as well. Bishop Road, the softer the better for him. I mean, I had to look for soft ground specialist, and he's certainly the soft ground specialist. He's huge. Okay. He's hugely on the upgrade. I'm getting excited thinking about it, actually. When I thought that the ground was going to be soft, he was the first one I went to. And when I did my Grand National ratings, I actually did Great chance if it's soft ground. Not that good a chance if it's good ground.
Bring on the thunderstorms.
Bring on the thunderstorms. I'm like, come on, Bishop's Road. He stays all day. He won really well at Haydock against some Haydock specialists. These horses that won lots of times at Haydock before, and he thrashed them. So, and he's also £10 well in on that. He was put up £10 for that run because it's so impressive, and he's £10, but because the weights were put out before, he's actually £10 well in on that.
Okay.
And he's currently 25 to 1. So, I'll just go through a few more horses that might be better on soft ground, which we need soft ground.
Sure.
I can't remember his name now. The other Rebecca Curtis horse. Union East is one that definitely will back ground, soft ground, trained by Paul Nicholls. Gets a huge pull at the weights from many clouds from his run at Kelso. And he's run well on soft. He ran really well on soft ground before. I get ahead of Sol, who was another horse who was hoping to get into national, who run well last year. I think he came 9th, but he burst a blood vessel. I think he's more than likely to stay. I think he's half brother to a former winner of the Grand National. So I think he's an all right chance on soft ground. Trained by Paul Nicholls. So yeah, he's hoping to win the title this year, which is he might need to win this if he wants to get that, because William Mullins is sending a brigade over to Aintree of a lot of good horses. I think he really wants to win that now. And another one, O'Phalin's boy. He was the one I was trying to think of earlier. The Rebecca Curtis horse. He's a Grade 1 winner. He won the RSA. Loves soft ground as well. Ran well for a really long time in the Cheltenham in the Gold Cup, where it's probably too firm ground slightly. And he faded off after but he was right there 3 out, but then he faded quite heavily at the end. But he ran really well for a long distance. And Rebecca Curtis, like I said, she's in a lot better form now. So that one's not without a chance either. But my tips for the National this year are, if it comes up soft, which I think it's going to, Many Clouds, 8 to 1, win. Last Samurai, 10 to 1 each way, but he's shortening all the time actually. Last Samurai, I think 10.
So get on it quick.
Yeah, 10 to 1. I've seen him at 8 to 1 in a few places as well. Bishop's Road, 25 to 1. Trained by Kerry Lee each way, and Saint Air, currently 16 to 1. Tipped already at 25 to 1 each way. Trained by Tom George. Those are the 4 horses I'm going to be going for this year. I'm hoping for
first, second, third, and fourth.
First, second, third, and fourth, like the other year. But yeah,
excellent stuff.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for that, Jake. And don't forget that we have our Grand National app in the store now. You can download that and make sure that you get the best odds, best tips, and free bets and offers for the Grand National. And thanks very much for watching. I've been Ross Casey. This guy is Jake Johns, which is the reason that you're watching this, of course, because he is such a good horse racing tipster in great form. He's got 4 picks there. Get on the Grand National app or on site and get on those picks, because Jake Johns will find at least one winner. I guarantee it.
Oh, don't guarantee it.
Bye.